there's a big chance that we get trailer 3 for Grand Theft Auto 6 in less than 2 weeks. Of course, we don't know for sure, but I thought this was a great opportunity to go and look at what we already know from the official information, compare it to the 2022 clips, and see what we can find in terms of missions, story, lore, side quests, and everything in between. Because the story of Grand Theft Auto, as we now know, it's clearly set up as a massive criminal road trip with Jason and Lucia through Leonida, and they're forced to rely on each other to survive because they are landing in the middle of a huge criminal conspiracy. And we also know that Jason is just kind of chilling in the Leonida Keys. He wants to live an easy life, building up this house that he has, and he does need to do some criminal activities for Brian in order to not pay rent, but he's trying his best. And then when Lucia obviously gets out of the Leonida penitentiary, as we see in trailer 1, that's when the criminal life really begins, because even though Jason wants an easy life, Lucia wants to go to Vice City, have this big life, but you know, by doing all these criminal activities, they're gonna be hunted down, and the whole story is gonna be fleeing and trying to tie up loose ends, basically. So that's the main story, which will focus on their heists and their rise to power, but it is what we know from the interesting events page of the GTA 6 document that shows a lot of these world events from the leaks, that we get an idea of how these missions are structured, because world events isn't just in the open world, it's also whatever is being scripted for missions and side missions and everything around that. And the first one confirms something that we've seen in trailer 2, which is a set of events that we have noticed from the 2022 clips, which is beautifully documented by fans in the GTA 6 document version 1.6, and that is Lucia's friend's welcome party. And we've seen this event in trailer 2, where they have this party at the Rusty Anchor. Now there's some other events as well. There's meet at house, hangout, you have small favor, and small favor is probably like the item request mission from Red Dead Redemption 2. Then you also have meet outside, and then it says near B, which I don't know what that means, and also meet outside near K. No idea what that means. And the reason I wanted to put this first is to let you know that this is actually real confirmed stuff that Rockstar themselves have confirmed through their marketing with the trailers and the screenshots. So now let's get to the next event list that you might not have heard about, and I'm just picking out the things that I find the most interesting. So here we go. Now the next one has everything to do with the gym fitness workout mechanic that everybody is wondering, is this going to be in GTA 6? In the event list, there's actually an event called Swole Couple Workout Challenge. And the name alone is obviously just a parody of the social media fitness culture that thrives in places like Miami. But this event is explicitly listed as having multiple meetings, which suggest a repeatable or multi-part Stranger and Freaks type of missions. And you've seen these swole couples before, probably on social media, where they're just trying to sell you workout supplements or something else and make these fake viral videos. So that's probably what's gonna happen. And some side missions for that might be that you need to steal supplements that they can then sell. But the first mission you might do with them is just a regular workout where you get to know the mechanics of how everything works. Kind of similar like GTA San Andreas, like everybody always talks about when they see that shot with Jason as he is working out. Now there's another event called Rat Infestation, and this is kind of a funny one too, because maybe this introduces something like the flamethrower or something. That would be dope. There's not really a lot of context here, so I don't even know what to think of rat infestation. Why would there be a lot of rats in Vice City or anywhere else? This is definitely one for the comments. Maybe in Miami there's a lot of rat infestations. I don't know. Let me know. Another event that has multiple stages to it is the Far Right Militia, which we have 3 missions for. And the first one is called Training, the second one is called Trucks Only, and the third one is called Final Visit. Now this might have to do with the Ambrosia screenshot, where you see that there's an election going on, because Far Right Militia has something to do with politics and organizations kind of working together to do some politics stuff. I wonder what the training is gonna be and the trucks only, because it's very vague and doesn't really say anything. But I thought I'd put that in there because we know from the Ambrosia screenshot that this is something that will probably stick in the game and will not be cut from the game. Another event set is called Annoying Vicky, and you have an event called Vicky, an event called Vicky Phone Call, and an event called Watching Vicky. Now when I think about the name Vicky, I just think of failure parents, but it also makes me think of the Ballad of Gay Tony Strangers and Freaks missions with this one girl that is super obsessed and ends up offing herself because Luis Lopez, the main character, doesn't care about her, which is a very dark kind of story. But yeah, I guess annoying people that are super crazy, especially in Miami and Florida, is a normal thing. So expect more than just the Vicky character, of course, being crazy and being annoying. Now we also have a series of events called 3 AM, and there's two things here. We have 3 AM Club and 3 AM Party House. So I'm very curious what this is, so I'm gonna read them for you. You have 3 AM Club dash Miami Club, 3 AM Club Ocean View, 3 AM Club Vice City Beach Plaza. So this might mean that every club, as rumored, and maybe even every store and kind of every different place, hotels and everything, have their own little states depending on what time it is, and maybe even how many people there are, and there's different things you can do depending on the time of day. Now the 3 AM Party House, you have the Aftermath, you have Empty, you have Gang Party and House Party. So maybe Party House is not just one specific house in the whole game, it is whenever there is a party at a house, where it can be empty, or there's an Aftermath where everybody is just laying down drunk, sleeping, you know, passed out, blacked out or whatever. You have the Gang Party, which is, you know, they're holding guns and whatever. And you have a House Party, which is just more regular people, the everyday working Joe who is having a cool little house party. Maybe that's that. And it is the 3 AM version of that, so there's probably also different states for the house party depending on the time. Whether this is for a mission, I don't know, or a side quest, there's probably missions and side quests that introduce you to these mechanics and kind of show you how they work. And I'm really interested in seeing how they go about this, kind of overall, because there's so much we know that we can do in this game. Like, how are you gonna introduce this all? I think San Andreas did it almost flawlessly, where the whole story mode not only was one cohesive story that was super dope and you really got to care about the characters, but also from the very first mission all the way to the last one, new things got introduced. And then when the game was finally finished, you finished the whole story, now you know what you can do in the open world, which is, you know, so much things in San Andreas. So I think they're gonna kind of replicate this in GTA 6, because just like how CJ kind of did a road trip around the map, going from Los Santos all the way down to the Mount Chiliad area, then going to San Fierro and going to Las Venturas, back to Los Santos. It's kind of a road trip story, which I always really loved, and I love that that is also going to be the case in GTA 6, from what we know at least. And this is something that I really missed, by the way, in GTA 4 and GTA 5. Of course, in GTA 4 you had more of a discovery thing where you get to unlock the map as the story progresses, but in GTA 5 you just had the map and you just kind of went places, right? You didn't really have a gradual unlocking of the map, which is fun if you want to discover everything yourself, but I would like the story to encourage me to discover stuff. That's what I also loved about Red Dead Redemption 2, where as the chapters went on, it felt like you were unlocking or moving, which you were moving to different places within the map, and it felt like a road trip story. I love those stories. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.